Just as I predicted in a previous video over this past weekend, Jagmeet Singh is literally turning on Justin Trudeau. This is like best case possible. And then you also have the Bloc Québécois, which I made a video, I believe it was posted earlier this morning, saying party leaders are turning on Justin Trudeau. Welcome back to another video, everybody. This is going to be an excellent one. You're going to want to watch it all the way through to understand the full context around everything. But before we get into it, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as today is elections day for Alberta. Very, very massive, pivotal day in Canadian politics and in Canadian history, given that our culture is more towards liberal and NDP, and right now it's, well, a bit of a stronghold for the entire province of Alberta. So right here is the Alberta elections collection, which is listed down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. You can go there and you can find hats and t-shirts for men and women. You even have stickers and pins to show your support, to stand in solidarity with Alberta, but also to support this channel. Link for this is in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So right here on Twitter, you've got CPAC posted a clip saying, given the clear apprehension of bias at this point, we are going to be asking Mr. Johnson to step aside as special rapporteur. This is why I've been saying that Jagmeet Singh is turning on Justin Trudeau. These aren't clickbait titles. These aren't clickbait thumbnails. This is real. There is a real coalition between NDP and Liberals, and there's a real opportunity now where Jagmeet Singh is actually disagreeing with Trudeau on a massive, massive controversial issue. So here's the video.
So we've tabled a motion, an opposition motion, which will be presented tomorrow, debated tomorrow in the House. And in that motion, we're asking for two concrete things. First of all, given the clear apprehension of bias at this point, we are going to be asking for Mr. Johnson to step aside as special rapporteur. I've been very clear in not attacking Mr. Johnson personally, and I maintain that.
That is excellent news.
Given the clear appearance of bias, given the mounting appearance of bias, and particularly given the track record or the donating record of the chief counsel that he engaged to do his work, Ms. Sheila Block, it is very clear that the appearance of bias is so high that it erodes the work that the special rapporteur can do. And that's why in our motion we'll be calling for the House to vote on Mr. Johnson stepping aside as a special rapporteur in order to go about this process in a way that does reinstill confidence in our electoral system and in the process. We'll also be, again, calling for a public inquiry. It has been our position. We forced a vote on it in the House before, and we'll be forcing a vote again on it. We believe a public inquiry, the rigor and the scrutiny of a public inquiry is the only path to reinstill confidence in our electoral system, to ensure that we are doing everything possible to let Canadians know that this is something we take seriously and that steps will be taken to reinforce our democracy from any foreign interference.
So this is really interesting on a lot of different levels, but more specifically because I don't think I've actually heard the Conservatives ask for Johnston to step down as a special rapporteur. I could be wrong, but I know that they've openly criticized, and I've done lots of YouTube shorts on this, lots of videos on this. I've tweeted about this. I've been very persistent in holding David Johnston, the special rapporteur, well, to what my standard would be, accountable by sharing and spreading the light of what's really happening. But I don't know if I've really heard the Conservatives say he needs to step down. They've definitely criticized and said a lot of bad things, or like that his decision is wrong, that there's a bias, but I don't think they've actually said to step down. This is huge. You even have Larry Brock here, who's a conservative, a very base conservative MP, saying there's only two people to bear the burden of the short circuiting of Canadian democracy. They are Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh. Singh enables, Trudeau rules. Mr. Singh, you cannot be a warrior on Twitter and a full ally in the comments. Make up your mind. So there's a National Post article here that's basically saying Trudeau or Jagmeet is always trying to protect Trudeau, and that's a part of their coalition. Like, that is a very known thing. Jagmeet Singh is very much protective of Justin Trudeau, and on this issue, even though Trudeau has given access to all of the party leaders, that includes, I don't know the name, but the Bloc Québécois guy, Pierre Poilievre, Jagmeet Singh, they all have had access. Jagmeet is the only one who has said, yes, I will take you up on that. And if the other party leaders don't want access to have the security clearance to view these documents, then I would like to give that to members of my party. I don't know. I don't have a follow-up on what's happened, but since he said that over the weekend or before the weekend, now Monday, he's saying, we need to get rid of David Johnston and we still need to call for a public inquiry. So whether he's actually seen the documents or not, something has changed over the weekend, which is why I keep reaffirming. And I know I could be naive. I could be overly optimistic. There's no doubt about it. But I just truly think that now is the point. He's kind of like the swing state, right? He's like the swing player. If he goes liberal, the liberals can potentially still cause a lot more damage to Canada. But if he sides on this, even this one issue with Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, this could be a game changer for Canada. And well, here we go. We have Pierre Poilievre in the House of Commons today reaffirming all of this to Jagmeet Singh. Let's take a look.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I refuse to be silenced, Mr. Speaker. Unlike other members of the government, the tradition in this place is that opposition members can pose questions to any member of the government. So my question is to the Leader of the NDP. He has said that he...
By the way, I'm just going to interject for one more moment. Well, for two things. You see me at the bottom of my screen because this is a video that was posted on my House of Canada channel, which is the House of Commons clips. But secondly, it's very unusual that the Conservatives or anybody uses their airtime to ask a question to somebody who cannot answer. It's not the Liberals' turn to answer right now. And so it's very, very interesting that he's basically outing Jagmeet Singh, calling him out, even though Jagmeet can't defend himself in this particular situation. I have really yet to see this happen.
Wants a public inquiry. Well, now's the time for him to prove it. Yep. Will the member for leading the NDP state clearly now that either the government calls a public inquiry or he breaks off his coalition?
Yep.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Break off the coalition.
Mr. Speaker, we've watched as a party that once recognized David Johnston as one of the most outstanding.
I'm going to interrupt and ask that the Honourable Minister start over. It just got noisy all of a sudden. I'm not sure exactly what happened, and so I'll ask everyone to take a deep breath. Please restart.
Mr. Speaker, what we've watched is the party opposite, who once recognized David Johnston is not only an outstanding Canadian, but it's somebody worthy of being Governor General of this country, appointed under Stephen Harper, that now, because his report doesn't conform with their politics, it doesn't conform with their political interests, that they're attacking and maligning his character. And this is part, Mr. Speaker, of a pattern of the party opposite, which they are more interested in politics, they are more interested in making partisan points than they are in the facts on the ground. There is not a member of this House who does not stand strongly and firmly in support of democracy and against those.
So a couple of things that are wrong with what he just said. The Conservatives and the NDP have been bashing David Johnston from the moment he was announced as this fake position, this made-up position of special rapporteur to aid and abet Justin Trudeau and his massive controversies, including getting money from Chinese or Beijing communist government, I guess is what we're calling it now. So it doesn't have to do with his decision. It has to do with just him individually as a person being in that position with that much of a conflict of interest and a bias. He's a long-standing family friend, ski buddies, their kids played together. Like, there's a long history. And in this question period, specifically from today, there's a lot of back and forths about that, but it's not about his decision. Obviously, we're not happy with his decision, but would the decision be the same if it were somebody else who didn't have a conflict of interest? We don't know. We would like to find out. Will we ever know? I would personally really like to find out, and I would like for the Conservatives and the NDP and the Bloc to all team up and collectively just hound this through and just keep putting pressure on it. So it's so annoying and so repetitive to the point where the government just caves and has to abide by the three parties' demands, which is why, again, I'm going to reaffirm that we're living in a fantastic time. I know we don't like Jagmeet. I'm not oblivious to that. Jagmeet's stupid, right? He's sold out. They call him Sellout Singh for a reason. But there's a real opportunity for Pierre Poilievre and Bloc and Jagmeet to all team up right now and make, shift the tides in the political spectrum of Canada. And I can't wait for when that happens. Inevitably, hopefully, metaphorically, in theory. Anyways, that's where we're going to end the video on that note. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.